Hey y'all, it's Kimberly with KD's Craft Creations, and I have another unbagging for you guys. And this one is more than just an unbagging, because I'm going to do a little tutorial in this video as well. Anyway, I have been on a mission to try and find which stores on AliExpress offer poured glue canvases. And in the process of looking at store after store after store, which is a lot of work, I just realized there's a pink wax. I think it fell out of one of the bags in the last video I was doing. It's just laying there hanging out. Anyway, in the process of doing that, I found a couple of canvases that I had to fit over because they were cats. And every single one of them were either the two cats that I own now, Chance and Smokey, which I've talked about in a previous video, or they were from, there was one of a cat that, you know how you have that one pet that is, well, usually you have several, but there's like this one pet that just steals your heart beyond all reason. And forever and ever and ever, that pet is just like the one that you miss the most out of anything in the world. Well, I had one like that. His name was Mikey. And I found this canvas, and it is him almost to a T. I'm going to have to do a little bit of tweaking to make it really look like him. But anyway, this store that I got it from is the LZAIQIZG official store. I don't know what that is supposed to spell, and I'm not even going to try and say what it's supposed to spell. But anyway, it cost me $8.73. It was $8.24 for the canvas, and then the little fees that they add on. But anyway, I'm going to show you pictures of Mikey as well, so that you can get an idea of how close they came. But now this one is double-sided tape. And this bag, when I was cutting it open, this was one of those like super stiff bubbled, like long lines of bubble. Those were really interesting when I was cutting it, and it was popping each one of those, and they were slowly, each one of them was like pew, pew, pew. It was really neat. Anyway, this is a 30 by 40 that I got, and I figured that'd probably be big enough. And I am hoping beyond all reason that it's not messed up, because it took forever to get here. Let's see, and the kit that it comes with, wow, this is unusual. The kit it comes with is a nice white boat with a funnel, a large piece of wax, one of the cheap aluminum tweezers, and then a clear pen with a tin placer on the end, and it's one of my favorite kind of placers, the narrow white plastic ones. I prefer those, and it is one of the sparkly pens. And it actually came with an additional sheet along with the it's getting to where the people on AliExpress do not send you one of these. Oh, there's little baggies falling out of teeny weeny baggies came as well. They've got to where they don't often send you these, but there is the picture right there of the cat, and you can see, I'm going to let you get a little bit closer where you can see it. There you go. You can see he's black and white tuxedo cat, and he's got like a little bit of white on his face. We'll take a good look at him, and then take a look at Mikey Mike. See how close they are? The only thing I'll really have to change is I'll have to put more black on his face, because Mikey just had a little white mustache and then it went up to one eye. And so I have to alter his face just a little bit. Otherwise, it's pretty much going to look just like him. Other than he didn't have as much black down here, but that I'm not worried about. I'm more worried about what his face looks like. So I am going to alter this one a little bit so that it looks a little bit more like Mikey. But there you can see, there's more pictures of Mikey. You can see how big and fluffy he was. And this was him just a few days before I lost him. He had FIP. And that on his face is the cream from the inside of a Krispy Kreme donut. And this was his favorite thing to do. Anytime I went to the bathroom, to shower, whatever, it didn't matter. He liked to sit in my sink, and he liked to drink the water from the sink. In fact, if I went near the bathroom, he'd go running in there and jump up on the sink to let me know. He wanted me to come in there, turn on the faucet, so that he could drink water out of the sink. But that was Mikey. He was my baby doll. He was my rag doll. He trusted me with anything. I could throw him up in the air, and he trusted I'd catch him. I could carry him around like a baby on his back. It didn't matter. He's just one of those kind of cats. You know, the one that trusts you beyond all reason. And I haven't had a cat like that since. Anyway, let's zoom back out a little bit, because we've looked at this little page. Let's have a look at the canvas and cross our fingers that everything is okay. I did just get this canvas in like 2 days ago. I didn't want to wait too long before I filmed. I do wish that they had cut it down the middle, which they didn't. But one of my favorite little tools right here that I got off AliExpress has the tiniest little ceramic blade. You probably can't see it too well, but there's the teeniest little ceramic blade right there. And I am going to go ahead and use it because I tear these all the time. And I'm going to take it and see if we can. I won't do a straight line because I just can't do straight lines. I'm surprised it's going as straight as it did. But I'm going to cut this like into 3. Oop, that definitely skipped over. That way I can maybe peel it back a little bit easier. I'm going to look at the back of the canvas first. It's looking okay from the back. Like there might not be any problems with it. But I'm actually going to look at this in a minute. I'm going to look at the drills first, because when I look at this, we're going to go ahead and do the tutorial. Now, these are not my favorite kind of drills. This is square, so I got it in square because I wanted it to be as detailed as possible. Let me bring you on down a little bit. I'm not very fond of the little bags like this. But just looking at these grays, they look pretty good. A couple of little dimples, maybe a tab or 2, but it's not too bad. You can typically cut those tabs off. These are the 310s. They're actually looking pretty good. This is one of the things I hate. They don't come in a continuous thing. All you have is the individual packs. I will inventory this off camera later, but I'm just going to show you some of the colors so that you get an idea of how the colors look. This way it won't take a lot of time, because this video is going to be more about the canvas and the little tutorial that I'm going to give you. Yeah, I really don't like it when they come in these individual little tiny baggies, but everything's looking pretty good. Dark green. Don't really know why there needs to be green in him, but that's probably part of the black. And blues. These creams are probably part of his white fur. I'm surprised there's so little black, but for it to give definition and depth, there's probably going to be a lot of colors in that black. But if I have to, I will order more blacks so that I can get it looking more like him. There's some more 310s. That makes more sense now. There's some big bags of 310s. Because I was really getting worried about why there wasn't a whole lot of 310s and why there wasn't a whole lot of whites, but there's more whites. Now, the one nice thing is they do have the DMC colors on these bags like this. But it's all neutral colors because it is a black and white cat. I'm going to throw these over to the side. I'm not going to worry about how I get them back in there, because we're going to worry about the rest of what I'm doing. And there's one of the little baggies trying to escape. And I'm going to set this over to the side. Now let's have a look at him. One of my little stickers trying to come up. Well, I didn't get it. There we go. It didn't go all the way through. It is nice and sticky. Get back on track. There we go. I am going to pull this all the way off because we are not going to need it anymore. And just toss it to the side. So far it's looking pretty good. Where's the next one? There we go. Yep, same little spot where I had issues. Now I can't tell anything about how this canvas looks. It wants to come up there on the corner. The tape does. See if we can get it without it coming up. Come on. There we go. Oh, it looks pretty good to me. I can see him now. There's his little eyes and his little nose and the little white on his face. Let me bring you back out where you can see a little better. There you go. I think you can see it pretty good too. It's still not laying flat, but hopefully it'll start laying flat more because it did get kind of crinkled up pretty good in that thing. That's why I was worried about it. But most of it seems to be on the ends. The only place that there's a legend is over here, and I do prefer, you know, when it's long ways this way, it's not so bad that there's not a legend on both sides. But if it's this way, I would prefer that there be another legend down here, because when I'm working down here, I can't see all of the legend up here because it goes off my desk. But if I'm working this way, it's all up on my desk and I can see the legend whether it's here or here. Let's get a good look at the drill field. It's looking pretty clear. It's a few little blurry spots. That is a really odd symbol right there. Let me look at the, instead of turning this around this way and that way, let's see if I can see on here. Huh. I've never seen a symbol like that. It almost looks like a thermometer sitting in a bowl. I don't know if you can see it very well right there. But it looks like a bowl with something sitting down in it, or an upside down umbrella maybe. It's a rather odd symbol. There's double arrows, there's triple triangle. A lot of the others I've seen before. Now there's a phone. I have not seen a phone before. That's an old-fashioned telephone. The two diamonds, the dot within a circle, the U-turn, everything else I've pretty much seen. But I have not seen the upside-down umbrella. I have seen the cross with the dots on the ends. I've seen the diagonal arrows. But yeah, the upside-down umbrella and the telephone, I've never seen those before. I've seen the yen. Nothing looks like it would be actually confusing. I do wish that, like these browns, that it was white against these browns, because they are kind of dark. It's actually, oh, there goes the smoky here. It's actually the whites that are a little bit blurry. The blacks are pretty clear, but the whites are the ones I'm having trouble seeing, like right here on this dark green. You got the period within a circle. You got the cross with the dots on the ends of it. Those are a little hard to see. There's the telephone. There's a whole lot of color blocking with all this black right here, which is the diagonal arrow. And then there's a lot of color blocking right here. I got a feeling that W is going to be the a beige, but this is going to be different colors that make up the white. That W is probably going to be the white. And then this is all going to be shaded kind of because there's going to be shadows in the first. It's going to be different colors. But yeah, it looks pretty good. I mean, I'm not going to complain because it still looks pretty good. I didn't think to measure it before I pulled all the paper off, but we'll measure it before the end here. Now, what I was going to do, someone asked me, because I made a comment on Instagram, that I was replacing all of my opaque covers. And someone asked me to give more details. And I gave them more details on Instagram, but explaining is not as good as showing. So that's what I'm going to do right here. I am going to be showing. This is what I have. This is from Amazon. This is a new box that I recently got in because I'd only ordered a small box to begin with. And I liked what it was doing, so I went back and ordered the big box. This is 1,000 of these, and I think I paid like $90.99 for them. I'll double check. I'll try to remember to put it up on the screen here. If I don't, it will be down below in the description. But I ordered 4x4 squares. That's what I preferred having, as opposed to either a large roll that I tear off, or a like 9x13 or 8x12 sheets that I might end up having to cut a lot of them up because they're not going to fit all of my paintings, because you know the paintings are really in odd shapes and sizes. So, and plus I figured these being 4x4, I can peel one off. That will be the section that I'm working on, and I don't have to worry so much about covers being in the way, or if I want to work on an even smaller section, I can peel just part of it back, put a cover minder on it, and then lay it back down if I don't finish. It seemed more logical to me to use like the little small squares. But anyway, this is parchment paper. I don't think I mentioned that. Not wax paper, not hamburger paper, parchment paper. That's what you want. And these little squares, I have noticed, you know, everybody checks sides. These little squares, I noticed, it does not matter which side you put them on. They come up no problem either way you put them. That was my finger, not the paper. So you don't have to worry about which side is the right side. You can just start putting them down. And this is basically all I do. I take them and I put them down as low on the canvas as I can, and I do overlap them a little bit, like you see me doing, because I know that they're going to, the last one is only going to be a very small section. But I'm not going to cut it off because I don't see a reason in wasting this little tiny bit of wax paper. I just overlap it more. And when I am putting this down, I start from my right and go to my left. I probably should have started at the top, which is what I typically do, because I normally would start at the bottom of my painting. But I'm just going to line these up pretty close right here to where there's not that much overlapping from one row to the next. That way I won't have to worry about it, because when I go to peel these off, I'll peel it off like that. That one will lay down, and this will be the section that I work on. And then when I want to put it back down, I put it back down. Or it probably would be better if I started left to right even, because when I start off, I will be starting off on my right-hand side because I am right-handed. And that's something that you want to do when you are painting, is start right here, because then you're not going to stick to your canvas. And you can go here and then start working your way up, or you can go here and work your way across. There's no like law that says that you can only go in a certain direction or anything like that when you're diamond painting. But if you want to keep your diamond painting from getting really dirty and messed up, start from the side that you write on and work your way across. And I'm going to pull this one back up and put it on top. And don't start painting over here and work your way across unless you have paper down. If you have paper down, that's good. But if you're going to have, like, if you're going to have a whole 4x4 section exposed and you're going to start right here, then when you're diamond painting right here, your wrist is going to stick right there in that section. And you don't want to do that. When you start sticking right there, you're going to start getting fur. Sounds really gross, but skin cells. If you have animals, you'll get fur. If you have dogs, cats, whatever. If there's carpet in your room, you may get carpet fuzz. It just really depends. You know, whatever is in your environment is probably going to wind up getting stuck to your diamond painting. And you really don't want that. So that's why I recommend starting from the side that you write on. So if you're right-handed, you start from the right. If you're left-handed, you start from the left. Now when I get to the top, there's going to be just the tiniest little section left. And I will do the same thing and overlap the papers right there. I had almost the right number of papers out. Almost. Now I could cut these. But like I said, to me that's just a waste to cut them. Although I'll probably need just a small section on another painting later. But I have 1,000 sheets. Why worry with it? Just go ahead and pull out the number of sheets that I need and not worry about cutting anything. And there we go. It's all nice and covered. Oh, that last one just does not want to stick. Give it a little bit more to stick to. There we go. A little bit more to stick to. So there we go. It's all nice and covered. You can kind of see the cat still through it. And I can put this away and not worry about the double-sided tape because it doesn't have that heavy opaque cover laying on it. So I think that is the problem because most of us don't have the space to be able to lay these out flat. And I mean super, super flat. Some people put them on top of their spare bedroom bed. But then every time you move them, you run the risk of messing them up. I keep most of mine in a portfolio, and that portfolio stands straight up and down because that is the storage that I have. It can go slid into a corner behind my bed or beside my chair in bed. It's like between two heat vents, so it's in an area where I think weather can affect these as well. The hot, cold can affect them. And I think the heaviness of these opaque covers can affect them because I think it pulls on the tape, and that's why you end up getting rivers and bubbles in your double-sided tape. But this weighs virtually nothing. It's like, I mean, you can blow it and it'll just float away like a feather. So this helps protect your paintings, protect your investment if you're not going to be able to get to it right away. And you won't run into the problems of possibly having rivers and messed up places in your tape. And basically that's what I do. I take each one of mine with opaque covers and I recover them. If they have the clear covers and are poured glue, I don't worry about it. I've never had a problem with a river or bubble popping up in a poured glue. If you have clear covers, spare clear covers, you can also do this with your clear covers. Just make sure that you test the sides and make sure you're putting down the right side, because one side of your clear cover will stick to this glue like this, like it was never going to let go. The other side will just let go, no problem. So if you do use the cellophane, be very careful about which side you're laying down. But with this butcher's paper, parchment paper, whatever you want to call it, you don't have to worry about it. And the size that you get is your preference, whatever you like. I personally like the small squares. And basically that's it. This is how I recover my paintings to be able to store when I don't think I will get to them right away. And well, I do this to all of my, even if I think I might be doing it next, I'm still going to do it because I don't want to run the risk of any issues coming up in my canvas if I can possibly help it. So anyway, go get you some parchment paper. There will be a link down below to this parchment paper. And I'll probably also do a link to just a search of parchment paper. That way, if you want to get a pack of 8x10, but I will tell you, you can buy 1,000 of these for the same thing that you can about 20 or 25 of the ones that are like 9 by 13, or I don't think I've seen any, I don't know if, I'm pretty sure I haven't seen any 8 by 12. But I know there's some 9 by 13, but you can get about 20 or 25 9 by 13 for the same price you can 1,000 of the 4 by 4s. I think you can also get 5 by 5 or 6 by 6. I don't know if you can get smaller than the 4 by 4s, but 4 by 4s is great to me because I usually open up like a 3-inch section, and so this is just slightly bigger than the section that I typically open up. Anyway, that's how I recover my paintings, and I will see you guys on the next one. If you have not subscribed yet, please do subscribe. Click the bell down below so that you know when I'm going to upload my next video, because I'm not exactly on a schedule. When I upload, I try to have a lot of videos ready, but my problem is I do have several illnesses that affect me, migraines being one of them, and sometimes I'm just down and out and cannot post anything because I'm sitting in a dark corner and laying in a dark corner and do not want to be disturbed, especially by the lights of a computer. Anyway, I will see you guys on the next one. Remember, there is a giveaway coming up. When I reach 100 subscribers, we will be giving away this bag. I've shown it in other videos, so go check those out and see it. I will give more details when we get closer to 100 subscribers on how you can win it. But in order to enter the giveaway, you need to go down below to the Google Docs and fill out that Google Doc form. I am the only one that can see it. Nobody else will see it. But without that form, I cannot contact you. And that's the way that I'm going to do giveaways, because there are so many people out there who try to claim that they are the ones that won a prize and steal your prize from you, when it's actually you that won it. And if you go ahead and give me your information, if I draw your name, all I've got to do is go and contact you instead of you contacting me. And you don't have to worry about someone stealing your prize. Anyway, I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.